And this is for money. Bobby Labonte for the race lead, gets it. He's got Earnhardt Jr. right up his tailpipe.
Riding with second place car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. as they head for the back straightaway. They'll have to pull back on the reins on Earnhardt Jr. right now because he's got a very, very fast race car. So does Bobby Labonte. So right now, it's just it's going to be the battle of wills.
Riding with Earnhardt Jr. And here's Tony Stewart. He's on the move. Going to dip inside Bobby Hamilton and try to take fifth away from Mayfield. Not that time.
Mayfield went on the outside of Hamilton. There's Steve Park in car number 1. And trouble.
Turn 4, one car around and sliding down. It is Joe Nemechek. And spinning to the infield is Rick Mast off turn 4. And caution is out for the 10th time today.
Rick Mast back underway there. He just went across the grass. Now he's back going.
You know, the complexion of this race is like the weather in New England, as Mark Twain said. If you don't like it, just wait a minute, because it's all going to change.
Wow.
It has changed a number of times already here today. You see Nemechek moving around in there.
Robert Presley and Matt Kenseth were ahead of leader Bobby Labonte, and they have both come to the caution flag and gotten back on the lead lap. Joe Nemechek climbs out. He's okay, but the concrete here in Texas has bit another one.
Got his first win in NASCAR Winston Cup competition last year at New Hampshire.
He's not real happy right now. You can see him just kind of, leave me alone, let me look just for a second. But it's mandatory he goes in and gets a check over from the doctors here.
Tenth caution of the afternoon. Joe Nemechek with Rick Mast also involved. We'll be right back with you here at Texas after this.
CBS Sports coverage of the DirecTV 500 is sponsored by Napa. Why do you need genuine Napa replacement parts? Because some things can't be replaced. Visa, the preferred card of NASCAR. And by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, official beer of NASCAR. Hey, race fans, this Bud's for you.
Joe Nemechek is the latest victim of Texas Motor Speedway, bringing out the 10th caution flag at lap 254. 90 laps to go. And let's show you from Ricky Rudd.
Riding along behind Mark Martin. And you see the smoke up ahead. And Mark slowed down. Ricky tapped him just a little bit, but they got through there okay as Rick Mast on the left there spun out down through the inside.
Fritos takes you inside racing. We've had a number of cars get loose and get up and hit the wall.
It's easy to spot a car that's loose. Watch the back of the car trying to go to the outside there. If you ever see one get that far sideways, that's more than loose. That's a wreck.
Taping up a little bit of damage. Now, this was from one of the much earlier collisions that Ricky Rudd got a small piece of very early in the day. We've had 10 caution flags, 9 of them for crash incidents. 77 laps to go, and this one is far from over. There are 18 cars on the lead lap. There's probably 16 of those that can still win this. Dale Jarrett is out of this race. Bill Stevens.
Dale Jarrett right here, the reigning Winston Cup champion. Dale, first of all, physically, how are you?
I'm gonna be okay. Just hit my right knee on the steering column, but I'll be okay.
We're trying to determine from the replay if there was contact before the spin. What happened?
You saw the replay. I didn't. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. I just know when I got into one, car started wiggling. If that was from a touch or if that was just from the tires, I'm not sure.
He's disappointed, obviously. Dick Berggren?
Virtually nobody pitted on that caution flag. Here's why. Bobby Labonte keyed his radio and talked to his crew chief, Jimmy Bakar. He said, "You thinking what I'm thinking?" Bakar said, "Yeah." Track position. Bobby said, "Yeah." And they stayed out, and everybody else thought that was such a good idea. They stayed out, too. The only guys who pitted were the guys who were a lap down or way, way, way in the back. Mike?
Jimmy Spencer and Robert Presley were those guys way in the back who did make pit stops under this caution flag. They were toward the tail end of the lead lap anyway, so gave little or nothing up by making a stop.
You're exactly right. I'd take 4 tires if I was at the back, because you can only go forward with that kind of advantage. It really helps the cars to have fresh rubber.
In fact, Robert Presley had just gotten his lap back, so he was all the way back.
Bill Stevens.
With Joe Nemechek, Joe, physically you're okay, but not a happy guy. No. It's probably as pissed as I've been in a long time. You know, you come here to these tracks and you race hard. You know, we had a good car running in the top 10, and lap cars just won't give you a break. And they want to race you down in the corner and pinch you down on the apron, and that's what happened to me. I mean, I just hit my left sides on the apron and started wiggling and couldn't save it. Just very unfortunate. People got to start using their heads a little bit. Obviously entitled to be frustrated. He was out of the Busch race yesterday, had an accident in that run.
And it's a Texas-sized temper flare-up. There have been several of those today. Tough day for Joe Nemechek. Bobby Labonte's your race leader as we go back to green. Dale Earnhardt Jr. right in his tire tracks.
Tighten your seatbelts. I'll guarantee you it's going to get a little more exciting now. You're getting down to when it counts to make these moves on people. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has had a great car all day long.
First forward in line, Kevin LePage in third. Here's the 5th place battle. Jeremy Mayfield, number 12, Tony Stewart, and then Steve Park, Rusty Wallace, Mike Skinner.
You got each of the 3 brands represented up front. A Pontiac leading, a Chevrolet in second. It looks like a Chevrolet's about to go to first, and then a Ford in third, and the Chevrolet of Earnhardt Jr. does go to first.
Labonte sees a big gap behind him, lifts the throttle and drops in line.
And Kevin LePage has really turned it up in the 16 there in the 3rd spot.
I think the longer Kevin's car goes on a run, the better it gets. Or at least I've observed him several times today. And he's just had enough left on these tires now that he might be able to challenge them.
These 3 have opened up quite a lead on the rest of the field. There's the front 3, and there's the gap.
Jeff Burton in 4th place.
Jeff Burton, he does have a great race car, though. If he catches up to this bunch, don't count him out at all.
Jeff Gordon makes a pit stop. He's been kind of like the lonesome cowboy today. A lot of duct tape, a lot of repairs after Bill Elliott landed on his hood in the incident at lap 111. There's Burton, the 4th place car, right side of your screen. Now he's trying to close in, but he's got a long way to go. 1.7 seconds behind the leader and about 9/10 of a second off the 3rd place car. So let's go back and get the battle for 7. Steve Park, number 1. Number 2 there, Rusty Wallace. 31, Mike Skinner. You're with Skinner.
Brett Bodine in the 11 on the very bottom of the racetrack, and I would imagine that Skinner right now would like to be down there where that lap car is to really get acceleration off the corner, but he seems to be handling quite well.
That battle for 7th place on back. Good run for Steve Park today. Got caught up with Scott Pruitt at lap 18 early on in the race as they fight it up front, but Park spent a lot of time in the top 10 and even the top 5 this afternoon.
He has been certainly in the top 10 all day long.
This could be it for Jeff Gordon. He's back on pit road after just making a stop. And yep, left turn, garage. Track owner Bruton Smith would love to have a second Winston Cup race here at Texas. I don't think Jeff Gordon would be a fan of that. This has been an awful racetrack for him.
Boy, I'm telling you, 3 times out of 4 times here, he's had trouble.
This man, he loves it. He won his first Busch Grand National race here, and now pulling away from Bobby Labonte. Could win his first Winston Cup race.
A disappearing view of you and my rear view.
Well, I think he's going to see a rising car in the background there. I think the 99 car, Jeff Burton, he's running very, very well. He's a little ways back, but he seems to be closing in on 2nd and 3rd.
Well, he's 2.6 seconds behind the leader right now. I agree. I think he is closing in on 2nd and 3rd. We'll see how he stacks up against Earnhardt as they run a few laps.
Well, I can tell you one thing. He's not going to be easy to pass Earnhardt, because I can remember the first race that I ever won in Winston Cup, and that